Good morning. We're continuing with basic shapes, and what we're going to use today is trusty old ink pen. And we're going to see what happens if you put some triangles together. We're just going to put some triangles together. See what happens. What do you think's going to happen? I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. But we're going to put some triangles together and we're going to see what happens. I think we may have wound up with a star. Now we're going to put a highlight in here because when you're working with ink pen, you have to plan ahead a little bit and you have to decide what you're going to do and where you're going to do it, because with ink pen you don't get a second chance. Once you goof up in ink pen, if you goof up too much, you might as well just start over. So be prepared to start over if you're using ink pen. But it's a great medium to use. I enjoy doing ink drawings, and they're very artistic. Now what I'm doing here is I'm gonna, there, we got that. Now we're gonna try a couple little triangles. We're gonna put a triangle here and a triangle here, and then we're gonna put a rectangle here. And I believe, what did we come up with, guys? We may have came up with an arrow, but I drew in a little bit of highlight right there. And I'm going to do some shadow in here. And there we go with shadows. And we're going with the shadows over here. And then we're going to put some over in here. Doing artwork with an ink pen is very fun, but you certainly can make a lot of mistakes, and be prepared because mistakes are inevitable. Now we're going to go with a couple of circles, and then we're going to go with a triangle. Now we made a heart. Now I'm going to go with a little bit of highlight over here, right in there. We're going to go with a little bit of highlight. Now what I'm going to do is go with real little circles, just to give texture, to build up patterns, to make it look finished, to make it look real intricate. Shapes are something that you can experiment with, you can have fun with. They're all through nature. They're all through your imagination. They're all through things you create. Basic shapes can create all kinds of stuff. Just look for them. You will find a lot of basic shapes, even flowers, nature. Everything is basic shapes. You just got to look for it. But we can create a lot of things if we just think about basic shapes. If you wonder how to draw something, break it down into the smallest elements. That might help. Now, we're going to put just a little bit of shadow on this here. A little bit of shadow. Now, something very important that you want to always be aware of is you want to use shadows and highlights to draw emphasis, to add focus to your painting or your drawing, your illustration. whatever it may be. You want to add shadows. You want to add highlights. You want to be aware of your details. Um, Details are very important. Um, they really are. Um, you want your picture to be the best it can be. And you want to present your imagination. You want to present your feelings. You want to present what you see. You want to create artwork that people will really enjoy. Now on these markings here, we're using crosshatch with some of this. But in this drawing here, I used crosshatch, just lines. I used little swirlies. You can use a variety of techniques. Pen drawings are wonderful way of creating, and they really present a lot of impact. Now, you also want to be aware of your negative space as well, because that'll strengthen it a lot. Because your shape is not only your dark areas, but it's also your light areas. Now we're going to maybe put a little shadow on this here. We just might put a little shadow. Now on our shadow, the further away shadow, we want to be lighter. And then your closer shadow, we want to be darker. Because that's going to show a little bit of perspective as well. But that's just a little trick there. And let's say we might want to put a little shadow on this one that just goes down. We might just want to go down a little bit here. Make this be a shadow that goes down in here. The shadows help to unify your picture. They help to tie it together. They help to get lines in numerous places on your picture. But shadows help. You definitely want to use highlights, and you want to use shadows, and you want to strengthen your focal point or your main points of it. You want to make them show out more, because what's more detailed or more contrast is difference between light and dark, and you just want to do what you can to make what you want to be noticeable in your creation to be noticeable. And adding extra little details is a neat way to do it. And you want to just make your artwork, make it stand out, make it be awesome. And I am quite sure that using basic shapes, that you can make artwork that will be fantastic. Just keep creating, keep working at it. Never give up. Never. If you make a mistake, if it's a boo-boo, oh well, start over. There's nothing wrong with starting over, as long as you build on the steps and get better and better and better. You'll be a fantastic artist if you just work at it. Come back and visit me again real soon.